right, beautiful, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome everybody to Cosmic Q&A. This is Divine Life Connections, our monthly offering. We haven't had it for a couple of months. There's just been a lot of chaos in the wind between travel and physical stuff going on. We haven't held it for a few months, so I'm really honored to be back in the saddle and offering this once again. I am Connie Viveros. Everybody here, I believe you know me. Doesn't seem like anybody's here for the first time, but if you are, welcome, welcome. Those of you on the recording, it's wonderful to have you as well listening in, and this will be posted on our YouTube channel. There, I'm gonna unmute you then, Daniel. I just muted everyone for the noise, okay? So you need to unmute yourself.
Yes,
Great,
yes.
awesome, awesome.
Great.
Beautiful. So really, just an auspicious evening. I'm so excited as this final week of November unfolds. Been listening to my guides, and it's really time to take stock. The cosmos is aligning into a super, super supportive wave that's coming in. Daniel and I were talking before you came on that this is a fertile a ground right now, a fertile ground. We talked about it being like rototilling your consciousness. And it is a beautiful time for intention setting. And this time, this threshold that we're in, this last week of November in particular, with everything aligning with Chiron in retrograde, Mercury coming on, the sun with its plasma and solar flares, it supports inner clarity and listening to your heart's, your soul's calling. So whatever you place your intentions on that truly matters to you, the universe is going to mirror that back to you with clarity and commitment. So when you set your intention, you're not just wishing for an outcome, you're anchoring that vision and sending that signal out into the universe that you're ready to bring forth that consciousness and that reality. So be mindful of your intentions coming on right now. And with that, I have the wonderful pleasure and honor to welcome my special guest, my guest channel, Daniel Zafer Joyce. Daniel is holds a very special place in my heart. Love him dearly as a friend, but respect him also in his work that he's doing out in the world. Daniel is an advanced spiritual healer. He's a master divine channel. He's trained in Reiki techniques that uses the collaboration with spirit and higher consciousness to clear and heal energetic blocks that can affect our energetic bodies. And he also has a wonderful YouTube channel that I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about, and we'll make sure you get that in the post email so you can be sure to subscribe to Daniel's channel and become a fan as I am. So welcome, Daniel.
Thank you, Connie. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's such an honor to be here with all of you. And yes, I studied channeling originally with Connie and Wendy as what I thought was just going to be more or less a parlor trick. I thought, I'm not really going to use this. At that point, I was already certified as a master Reiki healer and was beginning to work with clients. And as I was going through the certification with channeling, I realized that it was becoming integral to that work and has become my primary mode of operating. I work with the guide Seth, who many people know from the books that he dictated through Jane Roberts. I did not know who Seth was when I met him. He was introduced to me in a practice session by the guide I was working with at the time. Hilarion brought in Seth's consciousness when I had actually invoked Hilarion. And I said, "Who is this?" And he said, "Seth." I said, "I don't know who you are. Please leave." And I said to Hilarion when I called him back in, "Who was that and why did you bring him in?" And he said, "Well, you're going to work a lot with Seth in the future, so I needed to make that introduction." And I was a little upset about that for quite a bit. But I did end up working with Seth in further rounds, level 3 of my channeling certification, and I've just worked with him practically every day for now the last 2.5 years.
Right, right.
And every day has been a journey for me. Every client that I've had the honor of working with has done as much in my life for my development. It's something that I get to share. This journey is something I get to share with each client and every session. And now tonight with all of you. So thank you for having me. And yes, you can see messages. I actually work with other guides as well, but Seth is my primary guide. But all kinds of messages come through on my YouTube channel. I post every 2 weeks, and you can check out those messages. I'm wrapping up this year soon, take a little winter break, but you can check that out. I've already dropped the YouTube channel in the chat if you want to check that out. And you can also contact me directly if you're interested in working with me at universalreiki.com, which is also in the chat. But yes, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what guidance has to say. I am just as hungry for that as all of you.
Right, right. Isn't that true? And so excited to be sharing and to be highlighting, spotlighting, and co-hosting with Daniel, because it's just such a pleasure to see who does come through. I would highly recommend Daniel. So with that, we will go ahead, and most of you know the drill of our cosmic Q&A. We're going to go ahead and tap into guidance. And with that, we're going to ask that you use the hand raising function. We're a little less able with the dashboard when we're channeling. We can do it, but it's not as fluent as when we're not channeling. So be mindful of that. Questions are your domain. They really are whatever is on your heart and your mind and what you need to know to help you move forward right now with everything that is going on in the collective and both your personal field of consciousness. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And if anybody has anything that they need to say before we begin. Everybody cool? Raise your hand if you do have a question, and we will go ahead and begin. So you'll go ahead and bring your guidance in, Daniel, and we'll just defer. Okay. Either way. Okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to bring in, invoke the energy of the Christ Sophia. Sometimes other energies are there. I feel your energies as well. So just be mindful of the energy that you bring to the space. Mm. Greetings and blessings, beloveds. It is I that supports you from the cosmos. We are always watching over all of the activities and events of your world, of your humanity, and we are here in great assistance to evolving the humanity, evolving your hearts and your souls, and in particular right now, many of you putting your souls back to work. That is really what is in the highest and best. Do not be afraid. Right now is not a time to be in fear. It is a time to be excited for the journey of your humanity. So with that, I welcome my brethren, my friend, my cohort. It is Danielle. Hello. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, and greetings all. This is Seth. Thank you for inviting us into this space and allowing us to commune with each and every one of you. We sense all of the tumultuous energies that are stirring constantly within this sphere, within this planet's atmosphere, across the world, not only where each of you are, but everywhere. There is work being done. There is a tilling of the soil, as it has been put. And that is an exciting time, because that does mean that you have the opportunity to plant anything that you want to plant at this time. And it is going to never be more receptive and more capable of being developed and grown into something truly beautiful, to build something wonderful and new. And that is the the tilling of the soil. It can be very disruptive, but it is the first step in planting the new world that you will all be bringing into reality, into manifestation.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. I see we have our first question. And Mina, it is so good to see you. Your energy speaks before your presence, and it is beautiful to have you with us tonight. How can we assist you?
Yes, of course. Thank you. And just Daniel's introduction, and I think it's just so timely given that for me, I've been feeling the calling more and more. I think I've had this chest and throat issue of the last month. And to me, on a symbolic level, that's because I'm being pushed to no longer hide and to use my voice and my gifts, especially on the spiritual front. So, I've had the pleasure of learning from you, Connie, or from Connie and Wendy as well. And so I guess my question is just any guidance on this particular front. I've been hearing that I will be working with a particular guide in communicating what needs to be communicated. Melchizedek, who was one of my first guides, has been showing up a little bit more, but I'd love to hear any guidance from you folks.
Yes, indeed. The connection between the heart center and the throat, these two areas, the chest and the throat, those two energetic centers, those two chakras are very integral in the work that you are doing. It is true for many of you that the more you lean into your connection center, your heart connection to everyone and everything, the more you speak literally from the heart, from that desire to connect, to be understood and perceived clearly. These help each other out. The energy from the heart amplifies the voice. When you speak from the heart, you connect on a deeper level. And when you speak, you energize that connection. You bring those relationships into clarity, into strength, which feeds the heart in return. Every energetic system within the body is connected in this way. One area that you exercise strengthens every area of your energetic existence. So this is the disruption that you are feeling. Yes, this is the push to exercise the energy that you are already broadcasting into your sphere. And this is something we highly encourage and celebrate that you are taking on.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And yes, beloved one, we see very clearly and have for some time that you are in absolute alignment with your soul, your path, and your voice, beloved one, is eloquent in reaching a certain a certain percentage or a certain grouping of beings, of humans that need to hear it in the way you deliver it. So your brand or your voice, your flavor, your style, your recipe, all of any analogy you choose to use is so unique. So I'm going to encourage you, the wisdom of the heart and soul is authenticity. It is authenticity. And that, beloved one, will accelerate your journey. It will move you in the direction of your dreams in that way that you can already feel it pushing you from behind. Can already feel it. So this is not a time to rest, and we're asking you to take some risks. We're asking you to be a bit fearless, yes?
Yeah.
And go with the fear, like take the hand of the fear and usher yourself forward, even if there's the adage, if your voice shakes, do it anyway. All right. And it may, and use that, be your authentic self, be everything that Mina can be, because your soul is so much larger and so much more precious than you want to believe. So is this helpful? Your soul will feel the spark of life that the intention carries forward, and you do not need to do very much. You just need to let it carry you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is more validation than it is anything we can speak in words to convince you otherwise. It is validation to the point where we just say, yes, we cannot wait, and we will be there pulling you forward on the other side. All right?
Okay.
All right. Blessed be.
Thank you.
Always return to us. We love to see how you are developing. All right. Do we have anyone else that has a question? We're just going to ask that you raise your hand. Oh, Bonnie. Okay. Here, Janavi. Yes. Hi, Janavi. Well, and then Bonnie, after Janavi, we will speak with you. Go ahead, Janavi. Yes. Hello, beloved. I didn't see your hand. It is almost as your background.
Hello, beloveds. Hello,
Yeah.
beloved guides.
Indeed.
My question comes to you from the perspective of being a highly sensitive planetary empath. And I have a desire for some, as I'm on the brink of tears right now, just some encouragement and higher perspective than what I've been able to find for myself. I am at a place in my own evolution where I'm beginning to feel frequencies of divine peace in every cell of my body, and I want to be able to stay there. And what happens sometimes is at night, it seems like when I go out during dream time in the astral, that my light body is subject to feeling is particularly vulnerable at night, and is subject to kind of getting into the big, looks like a swirl of the emotion of the cosmic, of the collective, and that I can wake up almost in a dysregulated state. So you know, I know I'm a deep feeler. I know I'm a transmuter. I know that I hear often the guidance. Who else, Genevieve, would feel if there isn't a human being who would feel what there is to feel? Who else would? How could we move and evolve? So anyway, that's where I am. It feels really, really intense, and kind of feel alone, and hoping for some just empathy and perspective. The light and the load, it just feels really, really intense.
Of course, of course, of course. And just take a breath, beloved. Take a collective breath with us. And I want you to imagine in this moment, we are breathing together. You and I, we are breathing. We are with you in all of your empathic, your sensitive, your emotional ways. You are an emotional one first and foremost. Your emotional body is out in front. And so with that, beloved, I'm going to urge and encourage you to take time to nurture. You have been through what we are going to call an ordeal. Your parasympathetic, autonomic nervous system needs a reset. This is a time of wintering to go inward, setting your intentions. I would not try to be in a doing mode right now. If I could make the strongest recommendation for your sensitivities, this is a time to imagine yourself planting those seeds in the darkness of that soil and letting them gestate. You know, feel the warmth and the cocooning and the womb-like environment that only you can set for that. And those, beloved, are your intentions. And as you feel them within you, they will be birthed in the collective as well. I want you to imagine, as much as you can, ways that what is coming forward for you, the divine feminine is coming, beloved. But fear not, for any of you that are feeling like, you know, somehow we were we lost our way with a woman not becoming your president. The divine feminine, I assure you, is on the threshold still. It is still ushering in that energy. So imagine for you, beloved, the ways that the divine feminine will enrich your life and the lives of others, which is your edict, which is your path. But first, it must be done within you. Yes? Is this helpful for you, beloved one? Yes. So right now is the wintering. Allow yourself to be in that mode and to rest and to really nurture that within you that is coming. All right. All right. Forgive me, I have to go get some. I'll be right back. Go ahead, Daniel.
Beloved, we wish to offer this for you and for the collective, for the entire group, but for the world as well. Whoever hears this message, this is, as we have said already, a tumultuous time. It is a vulnerable time, but never has this planet been more held. In this moment of vulnerability, it is not dissimilar from a patient who must see a surgeon. And when they are cut open, they are never more vulnerable, but they are also never more protected than in that situation, in that scenario. There are hosts of doctors and nurses who surround that patient, who monitor every vital sign, who ensure that they come through that procedure with safety, with the best possible outcome. It is still an ordeal. It is still traumatic. There is still the disruption to the system, the tearing of the tissues, and the sewing back together. This is such a time. And this world, each of you, are surrounded by a support system that you may or may not be aware of. Some of these supports are in your relationships, they are in your immediate communities, but many of them are energetic, they are spiritual, they are higher guidance. This entire world is being watched so carefully, so closely, and being helped along on so many levels because of the vulnerability that you are going through. That is one of the things that makes this a time of immense unity, despite how it may feel. There is an enormous coming together on the higher planes. Within even the galactic universe, you are becoming a focal point of best intentions, of supportive, loving energy that is being aimed directly at this world, at this moment. You are held, you are supported. And we have spoken in our messages many times about this period of transition from the era of power, which you have been exploring as a species, as humans, for several thousand years. You have explored every permutation of the power structure, empires and genocide and prisoners, and you have played every role in every incarnation. You have so thoroughly explored the dynamics of power that you are ready to advance. You already have advanced into the next age, the next era, which we call the era of the heart. The era of the heart is, in some ways, more complicated because it is more complex. It is an era of relationship where you have the opportunity and the need to explore your relationship with everyone and everything, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your environment, your relationship with your community. And you cannot get caught up in playing the old power games. So often we have been hearing, if only our side had won this powerful position. That is an old game. It is not worth playing. This era, the era of connection and relationship, this is something where you tap into a deeper power, the power of manifestation, the power of community building, the power of relationships, the bonds that you form between not only other human beings, but the veil of spiritual separation has never been thinner than it is in this moment. You have access to higher guidance. You have access to that extra layer of energy and assistance that has never been more accessible than it is now. You
Mm.
are held, you are supported. And this is a fertile time.
Mm. Thanks be, everybody. Just take that in for a moment. That was profound. And along with this, all these ideas that we are expressing here in this cocoon, I want to piggyback, beloved one, on your ability or your nature of being an empath, a great feeler, is one to be celebrated and to be cherished, not to be ridiculed and diminished. It is quite the superpower if you embrace it as such, for you can feel all the sentient energies, the allies, everything that is needed for protection and nurturance and the medicine of your humanity's soul that is coming forth is going to be needed. You are a leader in every way possible. But leaders aren't always out in front leading. Sometimes they retreat and they have the ability to replenish and to receive themselves, to get clarity on what it is they are here to lead. And you have, again, just gone through quite an ordeal that you want to gestate and really find the gifts and the rewards from, the lessons and the learning. For those traumas are your medicine. Blessed be. And always we are here for you. You are never alone. Thank you. All right, I am going to pop over to Bonnie. She had her hand raised, and I'm going to allow Bonnie to speak. Yes, Bonnie, how can we help you tonight?
Hello, I
Oh.
I want to greet Michael, Sophia, Christ,
Hmm,
and Seth. I'm a fan.
good.
I haven't heard of Hilarion before, but I can imagine he is very humorous.
Yeah.
So I am at the point where I am acknowledging the gifts that I have, without feeling proud. Which I never have been, but I've been told that I don't realize how many gifts I have. And I'm kind of newbie to the channeling world. I've been practicing but I'm wondering, how can I integrate my artistic and creative abilities and my dream work and eurythmy, the art of movement that Rudolf Steiner brought from ancient Greece, and shamanic work that I'm doing with Puma Freddy Quispe Singona from Peru. And so that, and how can I connect more clearly to my guides, to my allies, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors, so that I speak to them and I thank them, but how can I open up to hear them, to see them, to sense their closeness to me?
We want to say that the energy of judgment is often a blinding force that can blind us to our own successes, our own capabilities, our own potential, the comparison of oneself to another. Every journey is unique. Every pathway through this world is going to wend and wind in the way that it must for you to achieve everything that you came here to achieve. Beloved, you have already begun to tap in to your ability to connect, your ability to communicate, your ability to receive this higher wisdom. And it is not going to look like another's abilities. It is going to be yours. It is going to take its own unique shape, and it will develop in its own way as you set that intention. Every artistic endeavor, every crafted piece of music or sculpture or painting, every poem, these are all ways of connecting and communicating with others in a language that surpasses words. It is more than the sum of its parts, but it is not about those forms. It is not about that craft. It is about what the artist wants to communicate, how the artist wants to connect. It is that intention that creates the power of that communication, of that connection with those who receive. So do not judge how it looks. Do not judge in your ability to connect with guidance. If you receive a monologue, if you receive a book's worth of information, it is not greater than a word or an emotion. Wisdom is not contained in language. It is an essence that you can access. And it can often be contained in a simple image or a gesture, a connection, a hand on the shoulder. You have an innate ability in yourself to tap into this deeper essence beyond the complexities of a well-reasoned message, into its core meaning, into that higher wisdom. So however that comes through for you, we only ask that you acknowledge it for yourself. If you receive a word in your listening to guidance, and it's one word, that is just as valid as pages and pages.
I did receive a word recently, and the word was trust.
Mm.
That was very clear.
Mhm. And this one word can be the catalyst.
Yes.
For when you begin to trust both in yourself and in the guidance of your spirit and those from the non-physical realm that are wise beyond measure, teaching you, they are crossing through the veil, beloved, and allowing you to behold these gifts, to hear these gifts, to assume the mantle and become the vehicle, the channel, the wise one to deliver these gifts. You must understand that right now we are going through a great upheaval and a time of great change where the ancient wisdoms of the old world are returning to us because they were in nature mystical and mythical. And right now is the time for those who are hearing the call, who are aligning and tapping into these lives that we held in such reverence and esteem when we were able to deliver these gifts free and unbounded. You, beloved, are being restored this gift, this idea, and it comes, beloved one, I want you to hear this, through the elders. So do not diminish or look upon yourself within a mirror or a reflection of yourself and say, who am I as an aged older woman in this Western civilization or society to be the one to carry this forth? Who are you not to be? For you are the one that is being bestowed upon this. It comes through the elders. It comes through the grandmothers. It comes through the crones. It comes through the ancient ones that knew this and established this and knew these practices. So take your wisdom, beloved one. Take that wisdom and harness it. For there are others who will sit in circle with you in the divine feminine frame of a circle where there is no hierarchy and allow you to deliver and teach these, share these, if not teaching, share, simply by virtue and method of saying, I want you to know this way as a way, not the only way, but a way. You have this wisdom being not only born within you in your DNA, being bestowed upon you now to be a voice for it, to return us to our natural birthrights. These ancestral ways are being gifted back to humanity. Please, I urge you to use your talents and what's being offered you and align with guidance. If you need support and assistance, we are here to strengthen that avenue and that connection of trust, for you must first trust yourself in order for you to trust your guidance.
That is true. That is true.
So begin there. That is a first step.
That resonates very much with me. Thank you.
Beautiful. We look forward to watching your journey unfold. Please come back and teach us.
Thank you both.
Teach us. Show us the way. All right?
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you. Everybody take a nice breath. Give Bonnie some of our beautiful energy and support. Let her know this energetically. We are here in solidarity and support of her, bringing forth and birthing these gifts. She too is planting those seeds. Blessed be, we all support that. No one does this alone. All right. Laura Joy, I see you, beloved. Hello, it is so good to see you. My goodness, our prayers and energy. I hope you have been feeling us in this time of transition for you and change in your life. We love you beyond measure. Good to see you. Oh, if you are muted, you are muted. You need to unmute your little button.
There we go. There we go.
There you go. Hello, hello.
I want to say thank you, especially to Seth, Daniel, and Seth, and you and Christ Sophia. I had a question a few months ago, and it was about a personality, or part of my personality, or an inner self aspect of myself, where I was talking about my inner child, and it seemed to have really made a major shift. Major shift again. Here we go. It has become a guide. It's like it graduated or it had different credentials or something, because it now is a lot different aspect and more part of my life. And now since Dave has been gone, but it's a kind of a two-parter thing, inquiry I guess I'm making is, since Dave is gone, and after being his sole caregiver for 12 years, and knowing that I was especially helping him ground the energies, he was such high energy, and was doing some amazing just work, just being who he was, that at first I was thinking that this expressive, I can't even say how much it is, more than doubled of my energies, my auric field, just everything is so much bigger, brighter, best, not because he's not there anymore, but part of it is that I'm more complete. I'm not fragmented like I was holding him in his and being able to do his work. But now I'm trying to put a handle on, maybe it's just my inner child that's kind of taking over in a sense now, this other guide. So I guess I'm open to any kind of insight you have, either in both of you. And I thank you. Thank you.
Indeed. Well, part of what is happening is that freedom of yours. You have freed up a good amount of your energy that you were straddling, carrying so much responsibility for the life that you were holding, because there was a lot of physical aspects to what you were holding with the carrying of Dave.
Right.
In order to do that, that was released from you. And so in a way, it set free, it set in motion a new path for you to be filled with something. And because of the work the two of you were doing in tandem, it unleashed this opportunity, kind of like a dam was let loose for you to step more fully into all that energy that you were. And I please understand that this is said with the utmost love and care for you, is that you were holding, thinking it was Dave.
Oh, okay. I can accept that. Yeah.
And in fact, beloved, it was a large part of it was you as well.
I agree. Yeah.
You were not, he was not the only one holding and creating that anchoring of that energy. You
Right.
played an important role in that. And so now becomes that mystery, that opening, that expansion for you to say, what do I get to do with all of this knowledge that I brought forth in caring for him in the state he was in the state of higher consciousness, yes, but at the same time physically diminished. And
Yes.
so you become now the mentor, the teacher, the anchor for others to go forth in their life, to be able to hold people in esteem and to not see them in a diminished state, but to see them in their higher state of consciousness. Take all of what you learn in your daily affairs and how you managed it, even your daily protocols, beloved, and begin to write them down. Almost, I'm seeing a manual,
Okay.
like a way in which you held this energy. And in particular, held Dave in his physical form and his higher consciousness. This is going to be a great teacher for many who do not have this awareness yet. So do not feel like your days are over or numbered or there is nothing left for you to do.
No, I know better than that.
You can rest a bit, my friend. Rest for a period, but there is more for you. There is always the more, Lord.
Right. I agree.
Always more. And it won't take much to get you going in that direction. Well,
Is that part of the inner child that's now my guide? That's part of that new teamwork, I guess maybe I'll call it.
and I see it as a combination of your inner child and your higher self, your soul self.
I like that.
It is like a triumvirate where it's everybody kind of going, goody, goody, Lord Joy gets to now be Lord Joy.
Yeah.
Right. It is not an independence as much as it is just a soul release
Okay.
and a soul contract in many ways. I'm hearing it is a soul contract that has been released and changed form.
Okay. Yes.
So now it is time for you to engage in the next piece of your soul contract.
Okay. Thank you.
Indeed.
Indeed.
These words, this is exactly what we were going to say. Yes, this inner child is you, and it is your higher guide. It is your higher self that is coming forward at this time because, my God, you are so young. Your energy is so vibrant. It is, and that is this boundless energy of a child. This is what is coming through so clearly, even as we sit here and receive that energy from you in this conversation. You are bringing this into the world in a capacity that is freshly opened for you. You have tapped into this essence of who you are, your higher being, your higher purpose. And it is what is so desperately needed, this joy that is sparked, that is a spark that resonates with your very soul's essence. It is the spark of joy. And that is what we are perceiving and enjoying, washing over us even as we speak to you now, beloved. So thank you for what you have just brought into this space and what you are continuing to explore and access as you dig deep, as you uncover your higher purpose, your reason for being here, and tapping more and more into your true essence. It is such a wonderful thing to experience in this moment.
Thank you.
And I want to close with you, Lord Joy, with an acknowledgement,
Okay.
a deep, beloved, divine acknowledgement of how you held Dave in his physical form in such esteem for the importance of the role that he was playing for so many in our collective humanity and consciousness. I want to acknowledge you for never letting anyone see him as a diminished being by his physical form or state. You always knew.
Yeah.
And for that, I love, honor, and acknowledge you. And I thank you. That is a great lesson for all of us. You are a wonderful teacher.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you. All right. Who is next? Hello, Melanie. We see you. Hi. It's good to have you with us. You are new, yes?
Yeah, I've been kind of hanging out off camera for the last couple sessions, but I really appreciate your energy and your channeling work.
Good.
So,
Well, off camera or on, it is a pleasure to make acquaintance and meet you in person.
pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you.
I'm just looking for some guidance from spirit. I'm feeling going through kind of a rough time in my life, and feels like I'm bumping up against walls everywhere I go, and I'm looking for this spirit want from me. Like, what direction should I be going? Am I doing anything right?
All right. All right. Let me just mute everyone for a moment. Hang on. There we go.
When someone is lost in a cave, the wisdom for how to get out of the cave is to place your hand against the wall and to keep walking. Because eventually you will move forward to the point that your hand traces every wall until you find an exit. Bumping into a wall is not a sign that you are doing anything wrong. It is a blessing in disguise. When you hit that wall, it ricochets, you ricochet off, head in a new direction, you hit another wall. You are moving forward. You are going to hit walls, you're going to hit obstacles, you are going to hit challenges. And this is not a sign that you are doing anything wrong. Often it is a sign of growth. It is a sign of moving forward. It is a sign that you are progressing. It is how you meet those challenges, how you solve those puzzles, that gives you the opportunity to learn what you need to learn. These are often the karmic lessons that we came here to experience. They present themselves as challenges, as obstacles, as afflictions. They are beautiful gifts in ugly wrapping paper.
Mhm.
When you embrace that challenge, when you look for what it is here to teach you, you begin to unlock a new layer of wisdom. You begin to unlock a new perspective. You are absolutely moving forward. We encourage you to keep moving, to keep hitting walls,
Mhm.
because it is going to guide you in the direction that you want to go.
Yes, beloved, let's understand the analogy of you are right where spirit wants you to be. You are right where you are needed to be, to uncover, unfold, to release, to let go, to allow yourself growth and the spurts of growth that happen when no one really looks. When you see someone and don't see them again for 6 months to a year, you say, "My, how you've changed." You are in the middle, beloved, of a cathartic change in your life. And a cautionary note that I am receiving for you from your own guides is there seems to be something that you are carrying, some burden that you are carrying from the past that is blockading and almost a barrier from you being able to move forward.
Mhm.
And so if spirit is to provide you any message of substance tonight, it is for you to look to what needs to be released. Again, we spoke earlier tonight to others about trust, about the wintering process, and now is not a time to be out and in a highly activated social way. It is a time to go inward, to use this time to trust your intuitions, to build that resilience inside of you, to say, who am I listening to? What voice am I listening to? Is it my voice of that voice that takes me to the same place? Or am I forging a new path? Am I willing to do something different in order to arrive at a new horizon or a new vista? And that is what is at stake for you. for choices that you make right now are going to bear fruit in the new year. And we see that there is a great amount of growth coming to you at the cause of you letting go of some things before you waltz into that new year. Does this help you? Is this making sense for you?
It is.
It almost feels like it is on your neck and your back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like carrying something very heavy and agitating, and it's just not serving you, beloved.
Mm.
And if you want any assistance or help, both of us, Daniel and I, are both available to help you to work through that you can consciously become really aware of what that may be so that you can float through the new year unencumbered, to really begin to feel your wings, beloved. That is what you feel is the excitement. At the same time, you feel like you are being held back, like someone is pulling you back, something. So we are here, we see you, we honor you, we want to support you. And at the same time, sometimes we have to make some choices that change things up a bit. And please come back. We are always here.
I will. Thank you.
Indeed. Be well, Melanie. Be well.
Thank
All right, everyone. A nice breath, a nice love to Melanie, to support her, to give her that energetic, foundation for her to make the choices and the changes needed. I just feel her energy right now that she could use all of our support. And we love you. We love you. We love you. Indeed. All right, beloved. I see you, Catherine, my sister, my soul sister, in spirit and in physical form. How lovely it is to see you. How can we be of assistance tonight?
Well, thank you, Connie and Sophia, and thank you, Daniel and Seth. I am feeling like everything is changing for the better for me, because I have been intentionally and consciously working with my angel team every day, my guides, and they're coming through. Things are happening, and in the oddest way, like you never think that you would meet somebody at a certain place and they'd be from the town that you're in, because I'm in a little small town. So I did meet a very amazing gentleman that told me a bunch of stuff that could help me with. I've had a huge investment that stopped paying me, and he gave me some things to think about and do to at least try to recoup some of the money that they still have and haven't given me any return on. And I do believe that what he was telling me is really something I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it, because he said some money's better than none. Right. And I go, and I do get that. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to want to get my whole investment back, but I want to do something that's reasonable, since I am on my name is on the deed to their property where they do their business. So I don't know how much percentage of interest I have, but he told me, you should make an offer and say, I want to be bought out and get off this. So anyway, that's kind of really exciting, and other things are exciting for me. And I really do feel the call to go inward more. It's been happening for a while. And there is a really big possibility that I might not have to sell my house right now. And so
do you have a question?
The question is, are either of you getting the same kind of feeling that everything is moving in the direction which I just had spoke of?
Well, as you know, beloved, I have been privy to this situation for some time. And there have been, massive amounts of counsel and consideration and ideas for you to move forward in these directions. And so with that, spirit is on your side. And whether it is in the ebb or it is in the flow of making the deal to make these moves to release yourself from these responsibilities, you are in charge of that. Is it in the ebb or is it in the flow? Some days you want it, some days it is not wanted so much by your spirit. And so I'm going to urge you to make a decision of what is in your soul's best interest. What is in the interest of you, and not to just think of it in terms of the next year, but the next 10 years. And the quality of life that you seek to be engaged in. You have some choices that you can make today that you will not be able to make in 5 or 10 years' time. So it is for you to say, what am I capable of now? What can I do now? And how will spirit collaborate and work with me to ensure that this happens? This man was a godsend, a messenger from spirit indeed, to offer you another opportunity. I know that you know the parable of the man who is drowning and God sends him multiple messengers, and he forsakes all of them until he gets to heaven, and God says, you were supposed to help me. And he said, but I sent you emissaries and you turned each of them down. You know this parable, yes? I sent you a boat. I sent you a fisherman. I sent you a raft. And he said, no, God will save me. God will save me. You, beloved, get to choose how God will save you, how spirit will inform you. And it can only be from your soul and your heart's wisdom. You know the answer already, beloved.
I do.
I am here to mirror and reflect that answer to you in whatever way you are feeling it in each moment. I know the right thing to do. You know the right thing to do. For your highest and best, for your soul's evolution, for you too have work to do. And all of this dancing and back and forth keeps you from pursuing your work to the degree that you can be doing it. Look at this other woman here who we just spoke to. I cannot see her right now, but she was there. You are not too old, for it comes through the elders. We are being handed the mantle, right?
Yes, thank you.
There's only love here for you.
We just want to add the word sovereignty. Yes, it is an opportunity. And this is not only for you, this is for everyone listening, that this moment is an opportunity to step into your sovereignty, to own your decisions. We spoke earlier about moving out of the age of power. This idea that there are these external forces that can condemn or save us. But in the era of the heart, you have incorporated that power. It is within you. It is something that you can tap into and stand firm in. And it is not something that can be taken away. Sometimes we face challenges, obstacles, and those are teachers to help us stand in our sovereignty, to help us tap into our inner strength, to build resilience. Other times we have barriers that fall away, that provide multiple pathways forward. And again, it is an opportunity to step into your sovereignty, to choose, to shape the future that you want for yourself, to chart a course and to be true to that course. It is not something that is going to come from outside you. It is not something that we can give you, because it is your gift to open. It is your opportunity to seize. If you are facing a problem, if you are facing an opportunity, it is your sovereignty that you have the opportunity to tap into.
Thank you, Seth.
We urge you to consider and begin to form the intentions of where you choose yourself to be down the road. 5,
I will.
6, 10 years from now, and dream into that, beloved.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much. I
Indeed.
appreciate it. I love you
Indeed.
both. Thank you.
And the feeling is mutual. All right, Wendy, hello. I see your hand. I see you. It has been a long time. What a lovely surprise to see you.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here.
Good. I see you are growing. You are growing in your spirit work. I just want to
Okay, thank you.
indeed. It's good to have you with us. How may we help you?
Oh, well, I wasn't going to ask a question, but
Right.
I am because it's been flaring up during this whole call about the heart.
Good.
For some time, this year, I've been having anxiety.
Mm.
And I last 2 weeks ago, I went to Mexico for a week and relaxed in a spiritual retreat. I was having a lot of anxiety beforehand, blood pressure high, just a lot of like catastrophizing.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. It's
When
hard.
I was there, things were good. During the retreat, we were doing a lot of releasing and breath work, a lot
Mhm.
came out. And now that I'm back home,
Mm.
I'm not anxious about anything in particular that I know of, but I've been suffering a lot of pain in my neck and shoulder, my chest. So one gets concerned about the heart.
Mhm.
Or is it just something musculoskeletal, is it just energetic? So
So this is your question. It is the pain in your neck.
yeah, the neck, the chest,
What
I
is
don't
the
think I'm
source?
having a heart attack. Is there something energetically or spiritually or part of my growth that I could be doing to release whatever's happening or move through whatever's happening?
All right. Well, let us take a look. Go ahead, Danielle or Seth.
What we are seeing, it just in speaking with you, is that you can do some work in making sure that you are not picking up others' burdens. There is a lot of energy flying around right now, a lot of emotion in the air, and what you choose to tap into is where you can begin to take on only what you want to take on. But if you do not have good filters in place, if you do not have good boundaries established for yourself, it is quite often possible to pick up many stray energies that you do not want to be carrying, and they can have quite a chaotic effect on your energetic system. So some of that is what we are seeing just attached to your system is strands of random energy that you have picked up from the environment, that are not necessarily something that you have generated for yourself. So just releasing those to acknowledge this is not mine. I've picked up someone else's baggage. I'm going to put it down because it is not something I need to carry for them.
And adding to that understanding, please know you as the empath, you yourself, you're living in like the epicenter of challenge and divisiveness. And so it is no wonder, beloved, she lives in the Pennsylvania area, Philadelphia to be exact, which is a hotbed of where a lot of this, tug of war is going on. So I am not at all surprised to know that you have picked up some of the collective tug of war. And when you tug and you have not, if you're pulling one way, beloved, that has an effect on your body. All physical ailment, all physical pain comes from an emotional place. So you must do your body talk. You must look inward and say, what am I carrying that is mine, as Seth has commented on, and what am I carrying that is the collective that I do not need to burden myself with. But what is mine? What is my responsibility? Where am I tugging? Where am I fighting? Where am I at war? with that energy that I am surrounded by, because you can less go outside your house without feeling the barrage of this, collective war that is occurring in your United States. And it is no wonder, beloved, that you cannot, help but pick some of it up. It is like it infiltrates without you even consciously being aware of it. Is that feeling resonating with you? I can feel you're flushed, your blood pressure is a bit up, you're feeling, you're the empath, Wendy. Understand that this is who you are and use it again, as we mentioned to Janovi. It is to use it, to alchemize that which you're feeling. Use your altar space. Use your relation with Divine Mother, with the Marys. I know you have strong connection to the Divine Feminine. They are the nurturers, the healers. And instead of taking it on, I want you to move that energy back out from your heart to the healing of the collective and the community, and start with your very own community. You can go stand in a park, beloved, on a cold, wintry day. You can stand in the middle of your own living room and emit and transmit these energies of peace and love. And
I
these
could
will
go to Valley Forge. Would that be dangerous for me, or would that be a big, positive, powerful thing to go to
It-
Valley Forge?
it is your decision. It is your call to say, do I want to put myself in the eye of the hurricane, or do I want to start safely and then move myself into that? Because yes, you can do it anywhere. You can stand on a street corner and no one needs to know what you are doing from a conscious awareness standpoint, but you have all the power. And right now, that pain in your neck is the collective pain in the collective's neck. Everyone is feeling it. Everyone is feeling it. It's like a knife it is like stabbing us in the back. Some people feel stabbed in the back, and some people are doing the stabbing. Yes. So bear in mind that you can use your spiritual toolkit. You have such an arsenal, beloved one. I want to remind you of all the powers that exist within you, even if you have to go back to the very basics that you know so well. You are an alchemist. You are a priestess. Yes? Remember your priestessness. You're a divine, sovereign priestess that you are. I remember our time in training together, beloved one. I will stand there with you. I will stand there with you. And I know that all of your priestess sisters will stand in solidarity alongside you, behind you, before you, above you, below you, inside of you. We are with you. Let's take the knife out, shall we? Ah, I already feel the release. It is a sword,
Yeah,
an ancient sword.
thank you.
Indeed, I love you beyond measure. You are a divine soul sister that I cherish in every way.
Thank you.
Indeed. Be well, my friend. Mother. All right. So good to have everyone. Katie, we see you. Hello, Katie. Hello. We have your name and your hand. I'd love to see you on screen. If that is possible, we can feel your energy more vibrantly, but it is all right if it's not possible, but it is preferred. Katie? Katie. The initials, Katie. Katie, I know you. All right. So if Katie is taking time, we will go to Monica. Hi, Monica. Good to see you. You too. If we can see you on screen, that would be preferred, because we can see and read and feel your energy.
I'll do it for a few seconds. Ready?
All right. Ready, set, here we go. It just helps us with the reading, beloved. All right. It helps us with the reading. It is all right. We will love you just as you are. There you are. I love that. Thank you for allowing us to see you. That feels just more personal, more intimate. All right. What is your question, beloved one?
Yes, thank you for being here.
Indeed.
And so amazing. Say hi to Jesus. I pray to Jesus a lot, and he
Indeed.
does hear my prayers.
Good.
How is my progression and my gifts? I am trying to see. I'm trying to see, like live pictures in my mind. I'm getting I want to check on my gift, my intuition, my knowing, and my third eye, and in any messages that the star group is want to tell me. Please, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Yes. Yes, that's my question.
All right. Well, the first order of business is to stop trying. Stop trying. Just allow. Not all information is going to come to us in the way of our ego's desires. Our ego, when it doesn't receive information in a certain way, we feel like, oh, well, that can't be real or true, or it is not good enough, or somehow it diminishes the actual information that Spirit wants to bring forth. Spirit is talking to you all of the time. Your guides, Jesus, Yeshua, the councils, the groupings of archangels, the lawyers of Michael, all of those beings that you are connected to are sending you messages all the time. Your responsibility is to pay attention to that, which is how they bring you the information. That is all. If they want to send you a sound, if they want to send you a feeling, if they want to send you a sensation, if they want to send you a bumper sticker, if they want to send you a song, all of that still is communicating to you for you to take in to say, thank you. I am being communicated to. If seeing is the method by which you feel more validated,
I can't hear.
Beloved, can you hear my voice?
I can hear now. Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you, Connie. I heard her. Thank you, Sophia.
Can everyone hear Daniel?
Yes, we can hear Daniel and Seth.
Yes.
I would like to embarrass Daniel a little bit, but he is fine with this. We are going to share a little story about his channeling journey. When he was practicing in his early days, he would go in to the dark and he would sit in a corner and he would record the messages as they came through. And he was struggling with receiving, with getting these messages to come through with clarity, to trust the words that were coming out of his mouth. And his ego started to play an increasingly larger role in these exercises, in these recordings. There was one night that we had to physically grab his head and shake it because he had begun to orate with so much enthusiasm, with so much ego, so pleased with the words coming out of his mouth that it was not a message from us any longer. He had gone off and was talking on his own because it felt good. It felt good to his ego to feed and to speak out these words. We literally shook his head to say, no, this is not us talking. This is now you talking. And at that moment, he stopped and he went back to his meditative center and he listened. And he did not speak again until he felt the push from spirit, the push from us, from guidance. The ego wants to play a part in this process. The ego wants to sound wise and sage and eloquent. But this is not about serving your ego. The ego is very useful for navigating the incarnate world. But you are seeking to tap into your higher knowing. You are seeking to access universal consciousness, higher wisdom, source love. And often the best way to do that is through stillness and silence. And allow that energy, just allow that energy to flow through you. Each and every one of you is a channel. You all have access to every layer of the spiritual realm. But it is about finding that center within yourself where you can listen and allow that information, that wisdom to flow through you, free of your ego, free of agenda and attachment to the outcomes. And when you find that center, when you find that place of neutrality, you will start to be surprised by what is coming through. You will find that you have answers to questions your ego could not answer. You have a perspective that you could not have from your human perspective. And this is freely available to each and every one of you here today. Do not judge what you receive with sincerity and honest intention to receive. If you can put the ego to rest and listen, just accept what comes through. That is a gift for you.
Are you able to hear me now? Oh, hallelujah. We were bordering on some subject matter that I have these disruptors that I have to clear, and I do my best. But thank you all for your tolerance and patience. Thank you, Seth, for that beautiful response. Monica, did you get what you needed?
The thing I want to ask quickly, so I need I'm already there. I just need to trust.
Yes. And you need to allow and let go of the need to have it in a certain way. It's going to come how it comes. Let it be organic and spontaneous. All right.
Yes, and one more thing. I sometimes hear vibration in the ears,
Yes.
but
Very
I hear what. Yes.
Very common, very common. It is just tuning into stop and what are they wanting you to pay attention to? What is calling forth your intention when you, or your attention when you hear that? When you hear that high vibrational voice, it's hearing sounds and light codes and information from the dimensional fields that the normal ear cannot hear. So just pay attention. What are you focusing on in that moment? This is for everybody. What is happening in that moment when that voice is at that higher pitch, that higher vibrational sound? Just notice and then go inward and ask, what is it you want me to pay attention to? What is there a message, a sound, a light language, a love, a feeling that you want me to incorporate or transmit? All right, we're going to move on. We have just a few more minutes, and I want to make sure, Pat, that you get your question answered. Pat, it's lovely to see you. I appreciate your presence in our community so much. Your energy is just blossoming. It's like watching a lotus flower.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So my question is, so I've had a hard time recently focusing on my meditation and reaching my guides because I'm in a place of fear and anxiety. I recently received a medical diagnosis that I'm scared is going to affect the quality of my life and what the purpose of it is.
Take a nice breath, beloved. Just receive right now. Receive the goodness, the bounty, that it is in divine order, that you will be all right. And there are ways to navigate any circumstance or situation that you are being presented with. You have alternatives. You do not have to believe your path is the belief in something alternative, a new way forward. You do not have to succumb or to believe that it is going to shift and change in the way that you are thinking right now from everything you read and hear, all right?
Right.
It does
Thank
not
you.
does not have to be your reality with this. You could be the paradigm shift. You have ample abilities, methods, support, love, community to shift the knowledge around this for it to be a different path for you. Do not go into the doom and gloom. Do not go into the worst case scenario right now. Do your research, investigate, find naturopathic, holistic, organic ways that you can put some prevention in place to help mitigate some of the symptoms.
Okay.
You have so much science and so much holistic medicine that you can take that path, but you must act upon it readily.
Okay.
Just take this into your own realm, your own reality. Listen to the diagnosis, but then say, what can I do to mitigate the symptoms of this, to make the outcomes for me unique and different and alternative? All right. It may go against all of the recommendations and knowledge, but you are intuitive, my love. You are intuitive. You have spirit and God and wisdom and the divine mothers all on your side. And we will be here to help you and to work in healing community to help you navigate this. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Allow yourself to rise above and see, oh my goodness, this is another lesson, another trauma to navigate. It is the human path, beloveds, to navigate trauma. Each and every one of you has trauma. And when we have the degree of trauma that is, paramount to something that we feel we can't face, that becomes our lesson. There is no one that escapes the human journey without some trauma.
Beloved, we want to offer this higher perspective. That is our purpose for being here. But you are far more than your physical body. Your time extends far beyond this life. And you came into this world to accomplish and experience certain things. As our sister has said, these teachers, these lessons will present themselves in many forms. But we cannot overstate the transformative power of unconditional love, especially on the energy of fear and anxiety. Unconditional love is unconditional acceptance. It is peace in the storm. It is releasing attachment to the outcome the ego desires. It is embracing what is, unconditionally, loving what is. Not what we want to hear, not what we hope happens, but seeing whatever ugly turn might come down our pathway was chosen on some level. This can help bring peace. It can help you find the lesson. And we will say this about these kinds of lessons, these kinds of teachers. So many of you incarnate beings spend your lifetime trying to avoid pain and discomfort, when those are the teachers that you asked on a higher level to experience. If you did not want to experience the challenges of being a human being, you would not have incarnated. You would have stayed in the ethereal realm. So while the spiritual perspective can be a comfort, it can be a source of peace, you also came into this world to experience the full roller coaster, all of the emotional highs and lows. Sometimes those traumas that you go through are the opportunities to reach out and ask for help, to connect with others who are there waiting for you to ask for help, waiting to offer their love and support. And if you do not face the full ugliness, the full trial that those scenarios, those situations present, you will not reach out. You will not be prompted. You will not be challenged in the way that is best for you, the way that will grow your resilience, that will grow your wisdom, that will grow your understanding, your strength. And the ironic thing is that when you embrace those ugly teachers, when you recognize that they are here to teach and instruct and make you stronger, the faster you listen to those teachers, the faster they tend to resolve. You spend so much time trying to avoid pain and discomfort, when if you understand that those are teachers that you only have to listen to say, what are you here to teach me? I am ready. I accept the deeper lessons. I accept the challenge. I am eager to learn. Tell me what you have to show me. Tell me what you want me to know. The more ready you are to listen, the quicker you incorporate that wisdom, the quicker you incorporate that lesson into your soul essence, and the quicker it resolves. So no matter what comes your way, you have the strength within you and within your community to tackle, to learn. All of you are here for a finite period of time. And all of you have elected to take on certain challenges, or you would not have incarnated. You can be there for each other. You can acknowledge the difficulty and the pain and the struggle that it is, because that is part of the work. The spiritual perspective should not be a distraction from being fully in the moment and fully investing in one another and fully investing in your experience and acknowledging, this is painful, this is hard, this is not what I wanted, but I'm facing it. And I'm going to do my best to learn what I have to learn. And I'm going to ask for your help. And hopefully we can all benefit from tackling this challenge together. We can make each other stronger. We can build relationships. We can build allies, coalitions.
Mhm.
It is
Indeed.
it is a crazy ride.
Mhm. And that's what we're doing here, everyone. Each and every one of you knows yourself as such, that we're here to build a new way forward, a new earth, a new path. This is not to look behind us and say, oh, I have to do it that way, or I have to believe that that's the only path that this disease or this trauma or this circumstance or this hardship will take me. I'm here to carve a new path, the one the pioneers did. I'm watching this series on one of those television shows about the pioneering of America. And what people did, that the soul of America really is the pioneering spirit. And that is what we are. We are pioneers of the new earth. And I know you know that on some level, but we have to start living it too. We have to start living it and be willing to make that our new path, forging that, cutting down those trees. It's hard. It's arduous. This is not one for the weak of heart. This is one for the strong, but it's through the heart. Through the heart, not the ego, not the head. Your head cannot take us where our heart wants to lead us. It just cannot. So with that, I'm going to wrap this session up. We are over time. I want to honor all of you for being here tonight. Thank you for all of your sharing, your participation, your just showing up in this space to support this conversation. This matters. And I want to thank Daniel and say, I love you beyond measure. You are a soul being, soul spirit. And I couldn't do this without people like him and all of you showing up, reminding us of who we really are. So with that, I want to also let anybody here that needs to know that I am starting a new channeling class in January. I have another one, intermediate, coming in December that I'll put out next week. But January, for those of you that want to take the path and are ready to start channeling and upping your game, that starts in early January. I know Daniel has some stuff too, and I will put that in the email that I forward. Daniel, do you want to come back and relinquish Seth and say goodbye to the group? And I just love each and every one of you. And I can't even tell you, this week of Thanksgiving, my heart is bursting with gratitude and toward each and every one of you for being here and being on this ride together.
I want to say thanks to everyone who came out tonight and signed on. And thank you, Connie, but thank you to everyone who held space tonight, who just opened your heart to receive what we were privileged to bring through from guidance. Thank you, Seth. Thank you to all of your guides who were present here tonight. This was such a collaborative effort.
Exactly. Absolutely. Collaboration is key in the new world. Let's build it together, you and me. Look to everybody around you on the screen and just send them your love right now and send, we are in this together. I don't go alone. I go with you and you and you and you and you and you and you. You are an amazing channel. We will see you very soon. I've got another event next Monday, which is about the Pluto going into Aquarius, right? I had a download on that. It's really juicy. So if you want to participate in that, look at the emails too. Mwah, everybody. Take care. Love you, love you, love you. Beyond measure.